Namaskar, I'm Dr. Damanjit Kaur, consultant psychiatrist, State Hospital, Chandigarh. I shall be discussing, the topic of discussion today is loneliness and depression. Is there any link? Since these two words are being used synonymously, it has been seen that loneliness and depression are interrelated and intertwined. And with COVID pandemic, everything has come down to standstill. These two situations or scenarios are there into almost everyone's life, like a chicken versus egg scenario. So loneliness can cause further social withdrawal and social disconnection, which may aggravate symptoms of depression. Similarly, in depression, person feels negative self-worth, which leads on to self-isolation, and eventually loneliness sets in. So, if we define both of them separately, what will be it? What is loneliness? Loneliness is a feeling of being alone. It could be emotionally or it could be physically. Physically is that you are isolated, you have shifted to a new place, or you are living alone away from your family, you feel lonely. And emotionally means even if a house full of people, you feel lonely, you feel isolated, that is because you do not feel connected to anybody around you. So what is depression? Depression is a pervasive mental health condition which is there is pervasive and persistent sadness of mood. There are other symptoms also, like insomnia or anxiety or GI symptoms. These kind of things are seen in depression, and depression can happen due to many other reasons. Can be due to chemical imbalances in the brain, or it could be due to a hormonal imbalance, any stressful life event, or inherited personality traits. Loneliness can be temporary, like moving to a new place, changing the workplace or school, or shifting away from the family. Or it could be chronic. In chronic loneliness, a person has difficulty to create or maintain their social relationships. That it could be because of any past negative experiences or inherited personality traits. Feeling lonely can plague many people around, be it young, be it elderly, person who is living alone or isolated, or those who are with depression. Loneliness can occur in both, as I've already said, that one who is living alone or the one who is living in the house full of people, but then also again he or she feels alone. But depression, loneliness is a transient emotional state, while depression is the mental health condition in which there are complex of symptoms, and loneliness can be part of one of the symptoms in depression. Research says that self-disgust, that is feeling of negative self-worth or low self-confidence, has interrelation, or it has been seen strongly correlated with the both depression and loneliness. This self-disgust or feeling of negative worth of oneself can provoke anxiety symptoms, which can further lead on to the activation of depressive symptoms in a person's life. I want to also differentiate that being alone and feeling lonely are not the same. Yes, this is just the play of word game. Being lonely can be distracting, it can be upsetting, it can be distressing, but being alone is selective solitude which brings out peace, or it could be calming and restorative for a person. So, with chronic loneliness, it has also seen that there is increase in the cortisol level, which can bring on the anxiety symptoms or GI symptoms or somatic symptoms like chronic headache, and these also decreases the immunity level, which can lead on to the vulnerability to different infections. So, how can you deal with this loneliness? There are some tips which I'll be sharing, which you can always inculcate in your life. One is just do it. Just anything, you have to take an action. Break your inertia. Yes, This is part of the behavioral activation we do in psychotherapy sessions, in which we guide or we motivate a person to just take a small step to break out the inertia, to come out of the situation. You can call a friend, you can go out for a walk, or you can just go and meet someone to whom you like, or you have friend. Think beyond yourself. Yes, it is very important. When you are in depression, or when you feel lonely, you feel self-isolated, and your focus is on yourself only, and you will be thinking that everything around you is happening because of you. For example, if you have called a friend for a lunch date, or to go out for a lunch, and he or she does not turn up, you start feeling that maybe I'm unwanted, or I because of me, that the person had avoided me and has not turned up. But if you think in the other way, that maybe he or she is busy, she was busy in some work, so that's why he or she did not turn up, you will be able to have less of these kind of negative feelings. Avoid social media. When you are into the feeling of loneliness or self-isolation, you tend to get involved in the social media. Your screen time increases, which again further leads on to the feeling of unhappiness and anxiety provoking. So this cycle sets up. So whenever you feel lonely, try not to involve yourself more into social media activities. Rather than face-to-face interaction is very important. Rather than you should get involved in face-to-face interaction or giving a call to your loved ones. Show yourself compassion and kindness. It is very important. It is seen that you feel that you have many flaws. It's okay if you have many flaws, if you have done some mistakes in life. It is okay. Other persons in the whole planet are not perfect, so nobody is perfect on this planet. So it's fine. Be compassionate, be kind to oneself. Self-disgust. There can be phases when you feel self-disgusted, you feel negative about yourself, but just if you will show kindness to yourself, you will have more meaningful relationship. This can have a good impact on your relationship with the others. Work on your emotional regulation. It is seen that you should know you can have negative emotions in life. You can have phases of anxiety, phases of sadness, phases of self-isolation, phases of self-disgust, but you should know how to deal with it. To cut down the negative self-disgust feelings, you should know how to reframe or how to have positive attitude towards life by reframing the situation, like I have also explained earlier. Just another example I want to explain, that for example, if you have called a friend and the other friend has not picked up your phone, you start feeling that this person might not have picked up because of me. I'm worthless, or I'm unwanted for him or her. But the other way, you can always reframe this attitude towards that the other person might be busy, he might be or she might be in some meeting, that's why he or she has not picked up the phone. This way, it reduces the impact of self-disgust on yourself. So, thus the education about loneliness, involving in community activities, interaction with like-minded people, beginning of the day with positive affirmations are some ways that can help us to have a positive attitude towards our relationship with the others and preventing loneliness into our lives. Thank you.